Who am I? Or who are you? It's quite a simple question. Who am I? Most people never really answer it. They think about, what can we do next? What can I fix? Is the person that you are right now the person you want to be? And are you aligned with your core values? In this video, we're going to explore what identity really means, your core values, what your boundaries are, and a few hints and tips to help you become the person you want to be and become the best version of yourselves. So why is it important to have an identity and know who we are? I believe knowing who we are in ourselves and our core values and what we believe in is what keeps us going each day, knowing that we're doing the right things every day, and keeps us content about who we are and our lifestyle choices. For example, let's look at exercise. If you're somebody that doesn't exercise regularly or isn't consistent but keeps trying to exercise and you want to become that person, then if you're not doing what you want to do, you're not feeling content in yourself and you're not doing the actions daily that you want to do to become the person you want to do through exercise. I'll explain a bit more. Our minds will always take the easy option. It wants to protect us, wants to keep us feeling safe and keep us in our comfort zone. So when we try to grow and expand, it will try and keep us where we are right now, because that's safe and comfortable. So if you're like me, in the beginning, trying to keep consistent over something I found really difficult because lots of other things got in the way. And I found it really difficult to do the things that I wanted to do to keep me happy, and it was always niggling me in the back of my mind. And I had that voice in my head that said, oh, you can't do it anyway. And that'd start spiralling. I'd always have good intentions. I suppose it's like 1st of January when you go out and you have all these new habits and you have all these good intentions, and you do it for a while and then eventually you stop because life gets in the way. It's about cementing in that habit, and it's about believing in yourself and believing that's who you are now. And I think with New Year's resolutions, a lot of people want to become the person they want to become. They've got good intentions and they do it. But it's known for when it gets to February, March, people don't go in the gym as much as they did on the 1st and 2nd of January. It's known for that. So we kind of believe that ourselves. Oh, it's okay if I give up because everyone else does around that time of year anyway. I'm out for a walk today. I brought you with me, as I normally do when I go for these walks. But we're here filming for Life for Touring over channel. I just thought, I don't really know where I'm going. But yes, it does give me a little bit of anxiety, thinking new places, don't know where I'm going, walking around on my own with a camera. However, I tell myself now that I do something every day, whether that's a walk, go to the gym. I do something. Some days are more intense than others, but I tell myself that I do something. And that's why I'm out, just walking around this park near Amsterdam, just to keep my body moving, really. So let's talk about this voice in your head then. It's got to be aligned with what you want to do. If the voice in your head isn't aligned, then it's going to be very, very difficult to become the person you want to be. Now, one of the ways I've dealt with this is I have decided to sack the negative voice in my head because it's working against me. And I've decided to employ a better voice. So now I have a voice in my head that is more supportive. As I said before, your brain wants to protect you. And if it sees anything that's out of the ordinary, hard, potentially dangerous, in its mind, in your mind, then it will take you back from that. It will hold you back. It will try and keep you safe. And questioning that negative voice as well and asking, why are you saying that? Why is that? Why are you holding me back? Questioning it, breaking it down, finding out why it's protecting you. What is it that it's protecting you from? And if you start breaking that voice down and questioning it and finding out why it's protecting you, it may be easier then to be able to employ a new positive voice if that one isn't going to change. If you've been following me from the start of my channel, you will know that I have a military background. And one of the things that we are taught right from basic training is core values. We are taught values and standards like integrity, respect for others, etc. Now, this is something that I'm really passionate about for myself and my own personal values. Obviously, them values still sit right with me from the military values, but I also have my own set of values. One of the Army values and standards is respect for others. I go into that more personally and I really explore what that means. Because having respect for others, but also protecting myself, whereas I like to help people, that's why I've got this channel, but I can only help people if they want to be helped, for example. So I will do my best to help anyone as long as they're willing and want some help. Whereas before, I try and help people even if they didn't want to get help. And sometimes that's not appreciated. There are lots of different core values you can have. Whatever feels important to you, what's important in your life. I will put in the description the Army values and standards. That's a good place to start. And then you can just branch off from there. Find what's important to you, what you believe in, what you want to do, who you want to be. Write that down and find out what's most important to you for you to make that change now. Which one of them core values that you've written down could you make a change on straight away? And be consistent with it and create that habit. Another important part of personal identity, I believe, is boundaries, personal boundaries, what you will allow somebody to treat you like. Where is your boundary? Knowing your line, if you like, knowing how much you'll take from somebody for negativity, also understanding people's situations, why they may be coming across a certain way, but also protecting yourself and not allowing somebody to bring you down with them. Because if you treat people how you want to be treated yourself, but then you're allowing someone else to treat you worse than you would treat someone else, that doesn't quite sit right with me. So it's all about your own personal space, your own personal boundaries, knowing your core values. I used to go to some personal development seminars a few years back, and I met a gentleman called Mark Setter. Now, he has a personality test. It's a little bit like DISC, if you've ever heard of DISC. If not, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to explain anyway. He categorises personality types in 4 different colours. Now, this doesn't mean you will only have one personality type. The idea is that the personality is split into 4, and the most dominant or prominent part of your personality will shine through, and you may be just the one colour. What's really good is you can learn about yourself, find out what colour you are by doing a questionnaire. I'll put a link in the description to Marcus Setter's personality test. You can go through that and see what colour you are, what you come back as. Because understanding yourself, understanding what main colour you are and what type of personality you've got can really help with the who am I question as well. Also then, it can help you understand other people and how you can communicate with them, and also understanding where they're being a certain way, why they're being a certain way, and maybe because you understand this, you can help them become a better person by not treating you like that. There are other personality tests out there if you want to go have a look and go deeper into it. There's all sorts that break it down even further from the 4 colours. But I think they're an ideal way to understand yourself and understand others. Another great way that you can help yourself to become the person that you want to be is affirmations. Now, this really helps with the voice inside your head if it's negative. So you could tell yourself, if you're looking at exercise, for example, you could tell yourself, I exercise daily. Or if that seems too much, I move daily. I make sure that I move my body on a daily basis. Now, examples of affirmations that we could use. We could look at our core values, break them down, find out what it is that we want to change within the core values that we've written down. And then we could write down our affirmations in line with them core values. For example, let's use the respect for others. I want to have more respect for others. So this is what you've written down from your core values. So now your affirmation would be, I always give respect to others. Something like that. And when you write down your affirmations in line with your core values, put them somewhere where you can see them. Don't put them in a drawer because you'll forget about them. Put them somewhere you can see them, at the side of your bed, on your fridge, anywhere that feels good to you, so that you can see them on a daily basis. And it's good to do them when you get up in the morning to help you feel positive for the day and set you up in the right way. And you can do them at night before you go to bed as well. Identity is really important to me because when I joined the army, that was my identity. Then I left the regular army and I kind of lost that identity. And then I went back in as a reservist, so I kind of gained the identity back again. But when I did get out of the regulars, before I joined as a reserve, I started all the coaching, the personal training, the hypnotherapy, the NLP, because that's who I wanted to be. But starting up a business, when I've got 2 small children, I was a single parent, was really difficult. So I had to work. This really confused me because I didn't know who I was. Am I a military person? Am I a coach? Am I a mother? I had all these different parts of my identity and I didn't know which one I was supposed to be. So I wrote all the areas down in my life, what defines my identity. Being a mother, being a wife, running a home, my job, my main job, which was military, being a coach, what that meant, being a daughter. So everything that shows up in my daily life, I've wrote down. Now, I wanted to see if all this aligned because I thought, am I doing too much? So I found this very useful for understanding myself properly as well, alongside the other things we've spoken about, just to write down all them different parts of your daily life. And when you write them all down, they should all align. You should find you can join the dots between everything you do. But you may find there's something that you do on a daily basis or a weekly basis in your identity, a role you play or you have, that maybe doesn't serve you anymore. And that's when you can look at your own core values, your own boundaries, your own identity, your own roles in your identity, to see if everything that you do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, is supporting the person you want to become the best version of yourself. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you'd like to know more or learn more about all this stuff, I do have a community. It's in the description. Go and check that out. I've also got a free Wheel of Life series running at the moment. I'll also put the link in the description for that. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. That would be much appreciated. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.